Hi guys, welcome back to Mad Dots Art. My name is Amy and today we're going to be talking about how to protect your work once you have finished it. I don't intend this to be a very long video, just to give you a few helpful tips, things to watch out for, things to avoid, and just show you a little bit of the difference between the different coatings. I started out using this spray-on Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Clear, and I used a matte finish. So everyone's got a preference as to what they like better, the matte or the glossy finish. I will show you an example of my work that I used the matte finish on. So it doesn't have a ton of shine to it. And then I kind of like the glossy look on stones. So I tried this same brand. This one is the Gloss Clear. So it's got a little bit more of a sheen to it. And here is a piece that I used that gloss on. You can see that it's a little shinier surface than the matte coating. Maybe side by side if you can tell the difference. So that's that. This Rust-Oleum does actually have a satin coat as well, which I think would be somewhere in between your gloss and your matte. And so that didn't really give me a ton of shine like I was wanting. I wanted it to look almost like resin. And so I sought out this one. This is Deco Art. You might remember that name from the paints that we use or that I prefer. And then this is the High Gloss. And this one is quite a difference in the shininess. After I used it on this, which will be wall art, thinking I probably like it on stones or tea light holders a little bit more than I do on wall art, because I think once the sun shines on this, once it's on someone's wall or the lights, you're not going to see the pattern as nicely. So keep that in mind. With the spray treatments, and I also invested in some high heat treatment from Rust-Oleum. This protects up to 2,000 degrees. The reason I bought this is for my coasters. I do make wooden coasters. And once you're setting a hot mug on that surface, you really want something that's going to resist the heat. So that I think is worth it if you're going to do anything that you're going to expose to heat. I also am in the process of making some trivets, so that I'll use that on those as well. All of the spray sealants have to be used in a well ventilated area, so outside is best, but if you have a garage that you can use, that would be fine. They should not be used in temperatures less than 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So that can present a problem if you live in an area where it gets colder than that. You're not going to want to do these outside. It's going to start to damage the coating. You might get a kind of a milky finish instead of a nice crystal clear finish on there. And then also when you're applying any spray on varnish, you really want to go very light coat, and you want to be not super close to that. Your first part is going to be the most protective as far as protecting the actual artwork, the paint that's on there. And then any additional coats that you put on top, I usually do 2 to 3. Any additional coats that you're putting on top there are going to cover the whole canvas itself and help to seal that painting in. But if you get your first coat too heavy, too thick, too close to the painting, you can start to see weird splotches in your canvas, and sometimes for whatever reason it will start to bring out the brush strokes from the base coat that you used if you get too close. The other thing that can ruin your painting is if you don't let these dry all the way and before putting your second or third coat on. So you can read the back of the bottle. I think it says about 15 minutes in between coats for most of these. For me, I live right on Lake Michigan and it's really windy, and I find that most of the time these dry a little bit quicker than that for me. And I'll just go back out and kind of touch the surface, and if it's sticky, I wait until it's not sticky anymore, and then I know that that's dry enough to put another coat on. With the deco art, this is a brush on varnish. It has no odor, and I've found this most affordably at Hobby Lobby. I want to say Amazon was like twice the price for this product as what I got it at Hobby Lobby for. So even with shipping, I still came out ahead of the game. But this is brush on. It's virtually no odor whatsoever, so you can use this indoors. I'm really liking that I can just stay inside. We've had a lot of rain recently, so it's been really nice that I don't have to try and wait for a day that's not rainy or do it in the garage. Or temperature wise, there's not really any restrictions as far as temperature wise. I will say with this one, you want to do the same thing and let it dry thoroughly in between coats. Make your first coat pretty fine, not too thick and heavy, and then just do like 2 or 3 thin layer coats, and it looks great. I like to use the gloss, that high gloss, especially on my, hopefully this will focus in, on my sparkly rocks. You can see that it just has a really high shine, so it makes it look almost like it's got resin on it. And it says that it is UV protectant and highly resistant to cold weather. So if you're gonna hide rocks or anything like that outside and you live in an area that gets cold, I would really recommend this product. I've been very, very happy with it. And I think I'm gonna buy, they do have this in a satin and a matte finish too. So if you don't want a glossy, really shiny gloss, you can seek out those other options. Well, I think that is all I have to say about coating. You really want to make sure that you're coating your artwork so that, acrylic paint is kind of such that it can crack or chip off the surface of things. So just getting a nice seal on there will help it last a lot longer. Whether you're keeping it or gifting it or selling it, you always want to kind of coat your work so it stands up to the test of time. Well, that is all I have on coatings, and next time I come back, I am going to be doing a tutorial for this pattern that I have here. So I hope you will join me on the next one, and we'll get to actually sit down and do a mandala together. That sounds like fun. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.